Okay, people, Edwin Learnard here, your peerless NFL prognosticator. For this week, it'll be 2012 NFL predictions, week number 7. As you can see, home team in caps. No, I'm not going to be discouraged by the fact that my viewership has gone down tremendously. I'm still going to be persistent and going at it, even if it goes down to 10 views this week, because this is just something I like to do. And if people aren't interested or whatever, because I have one or two bad weeks here and there, I'll just have to live with it and adapt to it. But anyway, that being said, my first game, San Francisco over Seattle. I think San Francisco will rebound after the drubbing they took from the Giants last week. It was a bad home loss for them. They're a very resilient team. They generally don't lose 2 in a row under Coach Harbaugh. I don't think they have, and I think they'll bounce back and win this one this week. Seattle might put up a good fight, but I think they'll still lose. Buffalo over Tennessee. Everything in this game seems to be fairly even. I've been looking over on ESPN. A number of these websites seem to have Tennessee winning this game. I think everything's actually about equal. There was one place I looked at on the web that said that Tennessee with Hasselbeck they thought was better than Ryan Fitzpatrick. I actually think they're about the same this year, at least as far as the numbers go. And Buffalo is at home. They're still tied for first place right now, even at a mediocre 3-3. I'll take Buffalo in a tight one. Minnesota over Arizona. Minnesota, as you know, they lost to Washington last week. I still think their team is significantly improved from last season. Arizona seems to be reeling a little bit. They've lost 2 in a row. They're on the road right now. Minnesota, to me, being at home, I think Adrian Peterson will get it going and give them a good win against Arizona. New York Giants over Washington. Yes, I know Washington swept them last year. Giants seem to have problems, whether it's matchups or what have you, against this team. But I think Giants at home, I think there's a little retribution, in this one. I think the Giants want to show that they are better than the Skins, and they will win this game and somewhat redeem their poor showing against them last season. New Orleans over Tampa Bay. I think we'll go with the Saints in this one. They won one finally in their last game that they played. I believe this week they will continue. I think they're starting to revive a little bit, and there's just too much talent on New Orleans to continue, losing season and finish under 500. I think this game will be won by the Saints, and it should be fairly decisive over Tampa Bay, even on the road. Carolina over Dallas. This is a matchup where I guess we can almost go either way in this. Dallas has had some disheartening losses this season, and they've lost some close games, I know, and Dallas, of course, doesn't seem to play their potential. We know about that. Carolina's at home. I kind of think, it's going to be a tight game. Being that the Panthers are at home, I think quarterback Cam Newton's going to get it going. I think there'll be enough to prevail over the Cowboys. Houston over Baltimore. Boy, I looked at the game last week with Houston and Baltimore, and with the Houston Texans, the debacle that took place with them against Green Bay at home, and I'm hoping that's not a precursor for like a possible Super Bowl, whether it's a matchup or just the AFC, whoever represents them in general in the Super Bowl, because with Houston, what they showed, if that's something that's going to be a harbinger of things to come for the Super Bowl, AFC is going to be in trouble no matter who they represents them. The NFC is 19-9 against the AFC this year, and that's just complete domination. But anyway, to the game, Houston at home, they're 2 upper echelon teams. We got Baltimore's on the road. Baltimore's decimated with injuries. I like the Texans to rebound and win at home. Indianapolis over Cleveland. These are 2 teams that just basically aren't very good. The Colts are going to be at home. Andrew Luck will be providential this game. I think he will just help put up enough points for them to beat Cleveland. Green Bay over St. Louis. In this game, we have a team with the St. Louis Rams that are dramatically improved from last year. They seem to play very well at home. They're on the threshold or cutting edge of being a dominant home team, but I just don't think they're going to quite do it. I think Green Bay is starting to, find their mojo. I believe they will beat the Rams on the road. It will be a good road win for Green Bay. New England over New York Jets. Yes, in the AFC East, all 4 teams are tied, 3-3 record. I think New England is still the best team out of those 3-3 teams. I know Bill Parcells said you are what your record is, so everything seems to be even on the surface, but I still believe out of those teams there is the best team, and that is the Patriots. They are at home. Jets might give them a little more battle, make it more competitive than people think, but I think the Patriots have so much talent on the team still. I think they will start to get it going. This win hopefully will propel them the rest of the season. Oakland over Jacksonville. In this game, I'm going to take Oakland, mainly because they just the personnel up and down. They're not that good, but they're just a little better than Jacksonville. Jacksonville hardly has anything going for them. They basically have an abysmal offense. They can't hardly put up any points. Their only hope in this game is Maurice Jones-Drew, like it is every week. This is going to be on the road. I don't see them being at Oakland in this one. Pittsburgh over Cincinnati. This is going to be a game which I expect to most likely be pretty tight. Cincinnati seems to be the better team so far this year. Pittsburgh has had some tough losses. They lost a very close one in the last game against the Titans. It looked like they should have prevailed. They get that field goal at the end. We wouldn't be talking about Pittsburgh possibly, being on the decline or what have you. I think that team is too good to start out at 2-4. They're 2-3 now. I think they'll redeem themselves, and they'll beat a tough divisional foe on the road. They'll get their first road win this week. Chicago over Detroit. Well, the Bears have, exceeded expectations in my mind anyway. I expect their defense to be really tough and tenacious, and this one being at home, I expect we're going to see some really tough play out of the defensive linemen out of Chicago, and get to quarterback on the Detroit Lions, Matthew Stafford. Detroit obviously has not played their potential. I'm wondering if it was last year just like an aberration, or the opposite of that in terms of, their play. Was it just something that was a fluke for the Detroit Lions? Can they really be a little better than what their record is displaying? I believe they can. I just feel that, this team has struggled this season. They lost to the Titans at Tennessee. As a team I felt that, they should have defeated in that game. I like what Chicago's been doing better than Detroit, and I will go with the Bears in this one. And that is it for my picks for week number 7, and I'll see you all next week.